All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and all the other good stuff. Um, Dad, it's been 6 days, really seven, but 6 days. Um, I got some things I want to talk about. I I know y'all saw claimers video. I'm like, yo, that I'm like, he shocked us because he had like he wasn't making the game. Well, he shocked me because he had like he wasn't making the game. Because he's like, no, it's not. Yeah, he was acting, like it wasn't his game at first when everybody kept asking him. But he did it the rightfully. Um, yeah, and I got a lot of things to talk about. But I know, knowing me, I'm not going to end up probably talking about it. But for one thing, my computer kind of messed up because I had my script and stuff. So I'm really going to have to go off on the top of the head. And I just hate to be redundant, like keep repeating stuff. Um, did anybody watch Boxing Fanatical video? And you know what gets me? I know he probably not taking shots at people like me or whatever, but then it kind of feels like it. I really respect Box Fanatical. I really do. I always put every time, even when I was doing with round for round in all these different companies, I always bring his name up. When I'm dealing with companies, I used to always bring his name up. But then it seemed like people always take it like I'm capping about me having insight about development. I know what I'm talking. People going to tell you what they want you to believe. They're going to tell you, oh, you know what? It's hard to do this. It's hard to do that. No, we can't do that. This is our first game. Check this out. If you had opened a restaurant, right? Just open it. Is you don't know nothing about a restaurant, but you bring in chefs and people and servers and people that know what supposed to know what they're doing. That you open your first restaurant goes out the door. It's a difference between you opening a restaurant and you trying to do it yourself and you don't know nothing about the restaurant, and then you actually bring in people in that has experience in the industry. I talk to developers almost every day, literally. Then when people say certain things and make it seem like they taking shots at me like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not no regular smuggler. I ask questions. You see, I'm talking now. This is how I'm talking. I used to talk to Brian Hayes when I had a chance. Mike Mahar. I used to talk to all these guys. And I showed y'all proof that I talked to these guys. It's like, is Still City giving people money just to talk good about them? What's going on? Still City, the game that we have now is garbage. Straight up. Straight up. To me, it's garbage. And people keep defending it. Things don't get better if you keep praising it and say, well, it's not that bad. You say it's not that bad. They say, oh, we kind of good then. We can just keep pushing out DLC and stuff like that. I can't see DLCs. I can't see this game going another couple of months the way it is. And people making a billion excuses. That's one thing about me. I don't make excuses for nobody. Family or not, friends or not, I don't make excuses for them. If I think somebody gonna question me and I might endanger them by saying something, I leave out the situation. I don't talk about it. Next subject. But when I be saying things, people like, Poe think he know everything, man. I'm 55 years old. I made it my duty to try to learn as much as I could about boxing video games. People always be like, oh, Poe, you act like you really develop a game. I do my research and I study. I ask developers. I literally ask developers. All that, there's Still City crap. Still City gonna tell you what they want you to believe. I've had many jobs. They're gonna tell you what they want you to bring back to the community, especially if you the voice that people always look up to and trust. They're gonna tell you everything. Still City has no excuse because they had games before them. I can see if it's their first game and there's nothing in front of them. I mean, behind them. They had EA. They had Prize Fighter. They had over 100. It's 150 boxing games from different like phone games, computer games, tech sims, all those. They had over 100 games that they could have used as blueprints. So it's no excuse. It's no excuse. Stop defending Still City. They're not children, they're grown men. All the knowledge that they want is right there. It's 10 companies that made their first game and they were successful. No hiccups. Successful. Stop defending Still City. They're grown men and women. Or whatever, I'm not disrespecting anybody, so I ain't gonna go there. But they're grown men. I literally see everything that's wrong with the game. Then I go back and ask the developer, look, they should have did this, they should have did that, right? Say, yeah, you're right, 100% right. It's on them. Before Ash even did that content creator thing, when he said things are broken and we can't basically fix it. I know that already from discussions. Daggone. I don't even defend my son when he's wrong. He's wrong. They're wrong. Daggone. It's like, really? How are we going to get something better if you keep defending it? It's crazy. Let me see. Oh, I'm Precisely. What's up? Oh, you see Claimer's new box video? Yeah, I saw it. I even commented on it. I'm trying to get an interview with him. I don't know if he want to do an interview because I don't know how Claimer really does what he does. But I want to get an interview with him. Yeah, because he gave me my props. Props to Claimer Uncut. And props to everybody on LinkedIn that gives me my props. That are professionals. That are veterans. They give me my props. They literally give me my props. I'm not a little 9, 10, 11-year-old, 13-year-old that look for stuff like that, but I'm letting people know. I know what I know. If you put somebody in jail, right, and you give them a medical book, right, and they study that medical book for years and years, they know medicine, but they're not practicing medicine. They could probably go tell a doctor everything. Yeah, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, but they're not practicing it. I know what I'm talking about, but I'm not practicing it. I'm not hands on, but I could tell you what's wrong. And other developers be like, you're absolutely right. And I don't claim to know everything, but I know what I know. Like people always be trying to catch me out there. Poe, you was wrong about that fight or certain fights. It's boxing. Boxing, anything can happen in boxing. So what that takes away from me actually boxing, that me actually knowing boxing or was a part of boxing for 12 years, over 12 years, that takes away. Every trainer is wrong. You got to realize trainers put their boxers in fights and they lose. So that means they were wrong, had wrong judgments against the opponent. So when you try to attack my knowledge about stuff, you make yourself look like a fool. Seriously, you came in just to say that, right? You come in and call me a grandpa. I have no grandkids. And that's a cheap shot you're trying to shoot at me. You're not making, and when people be calling me old and stuff like that, I live in the hood. That's a accolade. That's something I could be proud of. I'm very proud of being able to get old, to be gray. I have a cousin that he died when he was 20. So I'm very happy to be old and I experienced life. Nobody nobody experienced what I experienced. I'm a father and a husband, and I'm happy. So nothing anybody say doesn't mean anything. All right. Yeah, but my thing is I want everybody because my thing is your friend sent you here. Who your friend? Yeah, yeah, I was trying to talk about how people they keep defending undisputed, and undisputed is not gonna get better by defending it, acting like nothing's wrong. When I said something was wrong with the game, y'all should have took it and kept it moving. But he know y'all already stuck. It's a boxing game. I'd rather for y'all to play Fight Night Champion, and I don't like Fight Night Champion. I respect my friends that do like it, but I don't like Fight Night Champion. And I think it could be that I'm bitter because I gave them a full wish list they told me to get. They told me to get the wish list. I sent it to him. He took a picture and showed it to me. He said, "Look, Poe, I got the wish list." But he only put like 3% of the wish list in the game. But then he came back and explained why he put that 3% in the game. Because the CEOs will not let him put everything that I wanted in the game, everything that I wanted in the community. The wish list was not only mine. Yeah, it's looking real good. It's looking real good. I wish he had some help. I really wish he had some help. Him doing it by himself. But him doing it by himself, I like when people do that. When he did it by himself, and other people got their own perspective of things, when he did it by himself, he proved that you could put more things in a boxing game realistically. He did that, and Love C Shorty did that. So now you got a whole team of 70 people, and y'all can't come together and make a boxing game that look realistic or the way it should look. It's not about disagreeing, because if you had a team with the right people, that's what I said with Still City, their hiring practices is garbage. It's straight up garbage. I'm being truthful. Well, that's how I feel. It's garbage to me. Whoever doing the hiring for them, fire them. Don't let me come into some money. Oh my goodness. I already got a list of people. Even this guy that I'm talking to, his name, Dad, I keep forgetting his name because I don't really talk to him like that. But his name Willis something, right? I apologize, I forgot your name. But he wants to make a game. And I gave him all the developers that he need. Only for the prototype. He don't need that many developers for a prototype. So when you make a prototype, that's how you get the investors. That's how you get the sponsors. If you get sponsors, you don't need developers. I mean, you don't need investors. I was trying to throw that game out there. If you got sponsors, you don't need investors. Sponsors will pay 70% of your development costs. You don't know that. What are you talking about? Yes, I do. And I can prove it. I could have class right now. I could prove what I'm saying is factual. Sponsors can pay for your development. And some companies are stupid, right? This is what they do. They get brands and stuff. They pay the people to put their brand in the game instead of letting the company pay them to put the brand in the game. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's why your development cost is so high. And if you get enough sponsors, you literally not paying anybody, because they're gonna be paying off your staff and your development. If you get the right sponsors that look like they belong in a boxing game. Let me see. El Jandro XO said, I saw the game at Walmart. Precisely told me it was trash and not to buy it. Oh, Precisely, that's your boy? That's your guy? I was gonna get the game because I like collecting stuff, like especially game covers and stuff like that. And one day I could look back at, like, if I have grandkids or whatever, and I'd be like, "Look, this game right here had all this potential, and it didn't live up to the hype. This game right here, and don't touch it because it might rub off on you failure." But people, yeah. But I'm still on this people defending the game. Um Truth Bound is proving a lot of points. It's not about when you in a studio and everybody disagreeing. For one, the coder and the game designer should be the most outspoken. He could tell you what can be done and what can't be done. Game looks nice, but I'm not buying DLC. Once you start getting them updates and stuff, it's going you're gonna change your perspective. If you just bought the game and you ain't updated yet, once you start updating, you're gonna be like, oh man, probably okay offline for right now, but the game is too bare bone, and people keep making a billion excuses. What's calm? Here we go. Here go a good example. Victorious boxers, their first game, very first game, had an in-depth career mode. It's quite a few games that very first game. No, I can't use that example because I was going to use Prize Fighter, but the guys that made Prize Fighter, they was making the Rocky games, and people don't know that. People think that 2K made the Prize Fighter game. They didn't make it. They published it, even though they had publishers have say so in the development. For one, I know the publishers have say so in the development because the guy that was making Prize Fighter, he was like, they rushing me. They rushing us. They want us to rush this out. They rushed them to get that game out in 18 months. No, less than 18 months. That's crazy. Because they wanted to get something out before EA had dropped, what was that, Fight Night Round 4? Fight Night Round 4. They're trying to hurry up and put something out, which is the stupidest thing in the world. When you challenge an EA, you have to make sure you come correct. I don't like a lot of their decisions, but you still you challenge them, you gotta come correct. That was crazy because EA was nervous. EA was nervous. But like, how you know? I know. Talk to developers. I was just talking to the developers all the time. I keep telling y'all. They were nervous about 2K making a boxing game. Then when it finally dropped, they're like, oh man, we good. Yeah, what I got some articles. Oh, this is what I got. This is about the people that's saying it's the engine. It's not the engine. Stop blaming the engine. Boxing games desync because studios cut corners. Steel City, the team was cutting corners as much as they could. It's not about this their first game. It's about theirs trying to cut corners. You can see how they was cutting corners and taking stuff out. Like I was saying yesterday, they could put DLC in the game, but they can't put clinching and they can't put inside fighting in the one that we originally saw. They can't put that in the game, but you putting in a Manuel Augustus with unique animations. That nobody don't see how that don't look right. That don't add up. Stop defending people. I can't do it. It's just not in me. I like Ash because Ash reached out to me. I didn't reach out to him. And I respect that. I'm always respect that. Lampot, thoughts on that truth-bound boxing game being made? They used to have clinching, but removed it for pushing. Yeah, they actually had both of them. They had pushing and you could clinch, but they took it out. And the reason why they took it out, they trying to make up a billion excuses because they could have put it back in. They took it out because they didn't want the game to be too realistic. They didn't want to keep stopping the action. They wanted the action to keep going, going, going. But how you gonna say your game is an authentic and realistic boxing game? Ash said it numerous times. And nobody can tell me Ash didn't never say that. Because I have video. I have proof. He said it at least 9 times. And I hate when people be like, no, I actually ain't say that. Still City ain't never said. They was, even the developers was saying that. I'm like, are you serious? I remember on the Steam board, it said a sim, that the game was a sim. Then eventually they removed it. You advertise the game one way or market it one way, and then you give people something different. And I can't give them no more excuses. You know how many developers was like veteran developers was like excited about this game, and then they're like, what the heck happened? But people keep defending them. Oh yeah, with that Truth Bound game, it's a lot. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow's show more. Let me see. The YouTuber Claimer Uncut is working on a boxing game that looks really good so far. He has openly explained why Undisputed has failed. Yeah, numerous times. I was trying to contact him for the longest. He was actually saying, because before when I first saw the video like months ago, he had a video that's better than, I mean, this video is better than the one he originally posted. And he was saying that's not him. But come to find out it is him. Yeah, but he's one man doing all of that. Love C Shorty, one man doing all of that. And again, a studio, they work together. Studios work together. It's not about, well, I got this idea and that idea, or stuff like that. I remember all the times when EA cut stuff from the game, and half of the time it was not the developers; it was the higher ups that cut things. I remember when salute Leafy. I remember when you could knock people out the ring in Fight Night Round 4. It was so much going on that like, yo, y'all gonna keep that in the game, this in the game, and he's like, I don't know. And guess what? A lot of them things was missing. I saw the what you call it, alphas and stuff of Fight Night Round 4. I saw these things. Let me see. Still City got to just push themselves. That's facts. But I'm like, after 5 years, and this another thing. The game been in development for 5 years. 5 years. And again, EA made 5 games in 5 years. Almost 6. So I can't give them an excuse. Their first game, it was their first game. And it wasn't, EA wasn't a mega conglomerate like they are now. They wasn't a big studio like they are now. They had other projects. They put a small team to make the Knockout Kings and I think the first 2 fight nights. All right, I gotta head out. You have a good one, G. You gain yourself a new subscriber. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I'm doing this all month long. And then my regular show on Sunday at 3 p.m. Appreciate you. Claimer made his game in 10 months and it looked way better and more realistic. It does. It does. And people are defending Still City still. They still defending it. And that's bothersome. That's crazy. And people like, Poe, you just don't like nothing because it's not what you want. No, I want a boxing game. I want a realistic boxing game. I want boxing to be represented realistically. Everybody always saying when it's something that I want, it's a problem. But when it's something that they're okay with and is what they want or they could work with, there's no problem. And you can't say nothing about it. Come on now. Everybody got their opinion. Like I'm giving my opinion, what I'm dissatisfied with. My thing is I get angry when people act like there's nothing wrong and you shouldn't have an opinion about it. Be patient for 5 years. For 5 years. They were saying, be patient. Be patient for 5 years. I have friends that went to jail before this game came out. They're home now. Or they might be home, I don't know. But it's people that went to jail and they probably home now. It's crazy. 5 years. It's buildings where I live at been built. Buildings, massive buildings that have been built less than 5 years. So that's crazy. That's crazy. And people, they really want you to be quiet. No. We passed that being quiet stuff. Then they like, Poe, why are you angry? Because it's just money. All right, then buy everybody in the community a game. Cause I'm like, yo, y'all defenses is like crazy. It's like crazy work, y'all defenses. Makes no sense. Y'all should respect people having their opinion. So Leafy, what you been up to? You still working on the game? Yeah, man. It's like what of us? Oh yeah, let me read this article that I wrote. It's crazy how people they really be trying to attack me on a sneak dissing. All right, stop blaming the engine. Boxing games desync because studios cut corners. Why desync actually is online players lump a lot of pain under netcode and desync. So let's separate a few concepts. Lag latency, the time it takes for data to travel between players or to the server. Stutter, packet loss. Data is delayed or dropped, causing freezing, rubber banding, and teleporting. Desync, desynchronization. The game thinks the fighter is in different states on different machines. So what you see on your screen is not what the other player or the server sees. Technical definitions. A desynchronization is a disagreement of the game state being between the server and at least one client in a multiplayer game. The parties are no longer running the simulation identical. You can look this up on official Factoria wiki. That's why you get horror stories like, on my screen, I blocked that hook. On their screen, I got dropped and the ref counted me out. That is desync. Two parallel universes of the same match. Why boxing game are especially sensitive to desync. One versus one boxing or fighting game is built around frame tight windows, slips, counters, parries, pull counters, feints, daggone. Exact spatial relationships in, out of range by a few centimeters. Hit hurt boxes. Collision, physics on gloves, heads, and torsos. Big animations that make line up uppercuts into the chin at the right frame. Big animations that must, my fault. Big animations that must line up uppercuts into the chin at the right frame. If both clients are not simulating the exact same event in the exact same order, you get ghost hits that register on one side and not the other. KO or stun states that don't match. Weird rewind or teleport hit, filling during exchanges. Fighting games have known this problem for decades, which is why they gravitate towards lockstep and then roll back netcode to keep everyone in sync. See that? Fighting games have known the problem for decades, which is why they gravitate towards step back and then roll back netcode to keep everyone in sync. Engines, netcodes, models, engine netcode models, and where the sync comes from. Netcode models used in fighting boxing games. Most fighting boxing netcode falls into one of these buckets. Delay, delay based, lockstep. Both players wait until each one input for a frame is received before simulating. Adds input delay to keep the game in sync. Often half the round trip time. Feels sluggish and can freeze when latency spikes. Pure client server with reconciliation, that gone. Common in shooters. Reconciliation. Server is truth client. Interpol ex, extrapolate. Excuse me. Hard to use for frame. Perfect one versus one combat because you're guessing where the opponent is and then reconciling after the fact. Y'all can read this. I'm gonna post this. Rollback, what the FGC is observed with. That's what rollback is. Client simulate immediately using predicted opponent inputs. When real input arrive, if predictions were wrong, the game rolls back to the last good state. Replays inputs and corrects the timeline. Requires the game to save previous world states. Simulate multiple frames quickly. Be detrimentic. That gone. Some input, some results every time across machines. Rollback was codified and popularized by GGPO, middleware built specifically for fighting games. It's now open source under MIT and is used or emulated by many modern fighters. Where the sync comes from in any engine. Regardless of engine, desync usually trace back to one or more of non-deterministic simulation, floating point differences, non-seeded random numbers, physics that depend on frame rate, or systems that run in a different order on each machine can all cause some input different results. Mismatched content code, different data modes or executable on each client led to different logic. Many RTS and four-time game list content mismatch as a core desync cause. Yeah, this is long. I'm gonna just get to the point. Does the engine matter? Short version: it matters for cost and difficulty, not for possibility. Unreal Engine default multiplayer model is a server authoritative replication, great for shooters. It does not give you plug and play rollback fighting game netcode. Devs who try to add true rollback and Unreal Engine 5 describe it as hard, and note that the engine doesn't provide much out of the box support. You end up writing your own ticking simulation flow and state management. So, However, there are projects integrated integrating rollback with Unreal via custom code or GGPO style approaches, including experimental FPS demos built on Unreal Engine 5. So possible and Unreal, but you must plan for a lot of custom engineering. So they got to get an engineer that can mess with code like that. Aimbot is not an Unreal Engine guy unless he went back to school to study it. Unity has multiple netcode stacks. Legacy UNet NGO for game objects, third party frameworks. I'm not gonna read all this. All right. Is there a real fix for desync in a boxing game? Yes. It comes at a stack of decisions, not a single patch. That's all I'm gonna read from that because I didn't realize how long this actually was. It can be fixed. Let me see. Hard truth. What cannot be fixed? Even the best net code in the world cannot turn a terrible Wi-Fi connection into fiber. Listen to what they're saying. The best net code can't change Wi-Fi connection into fiber. Fiber optics. So can a boxing video game company fix desync? Yes, if they treat it as a first-class feature, not an afterthought. That's all I'm gonna read. It's long and deep. It's posted on my blog. You could go over it and see what I'm talking about. And I apologize for all the mess ups I was going through. Let me see. What's up, Solo? 651 Solo. Leafy said, yep, still making a game. I'm probably going to improve the footwork in my game and other systems so it's more realistic. Still City Boxer said, new fight night, new FNF, truth bound, overhand, teller to tape, blood knuckles, still. That's who I figured it was. What's up, Norton? Got to get you on my talk show so you could actually talk, so I could like interview you, ask you a couple of questions, how you feel about the game, and I know you play the game regardless of what. If the guy had one leg and one arm, you'll make it work. I respect you. I respect your hustle, even though it's not a hustle. I respect what you're doing. Um, yeah, it's crazy. You know, definitely, because I'm gonna be on. Like I usually just do a show on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. But this whole month of December, I'm doing shows every day at 6 o'clock. So I'm doing, I'm trying to get my numbers up, trying to at least break 100 videos before this year is over. Yeah, just set something up. Hit me up on my Twitter X. What do you think about that video? Did you see that Truth Bound video? I keep forgetting that boxing come on tonight. I'm about to miss the preliminaries. Yeah, just hit me up on the X and Twitter, whatever. Yeah, it does look good. You remember claiming uncut from the Discord? He used to be getting on them. He used to be getting on Still City. Think he got banned like right after me. Um, let me see. Give me a second. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to because I lost my script because no, my computer acting up. Oh yeah, this is something I want to talk about. And this another thing that people can't keep giving Still City. They give them a pass because you know what they say. It's like if there never was basketball, if basketball didn't have a history, and somebody come and start playing basketball and they're great at it, or they're not really doing that good, you can't get mad at them because they didn't have nothing behind them. But their greatness is defined by what came after them. So when people say we can't say anything about Still City because it's their first game, yeah, their first game with 5 years. That 5 years you can't take away. You could say it's their first game when we talking about 2 years, 1 or 2 years. But 5 years, it's no excuse. No excuse at all. Boxing has a 45-year history. Boxing video games. That's what I meant. Boxing video games had a 45-year history. There have been over 150 video games, boxing video games. A lot of people say, what you mean 150 boxing video games? I don't remember that. But I'm taking into account that the phone games, the tech sims, the VR and stuff like that is over 100 games. So Still City had history that they could look back on before they start making the game. When people keep saying giving them an excuse, that's not the right thing to do because they feel they don't have to really do that much. They already they already won when they sold over 1 million copies. And guess what? They didn't sell the 1 million copies because of the game that they sold. They sold 1 million copies because of the video that they showed. It's a lot of people that say, that's not the same game that I saw. They talking about that video that looked it beautiful. the first view video with what's his name, Eddie Hall. Then they had some with Okole and I forget his name, but they had Lyndon Arthur. When they had these guys, them videos looked great. They were actual in-game video. Even Will Kinsler said it was. He said that was before me. I don't know what that, what's going on, but that was before me. Man, you know what it was. That's why you got hired. That's why you wanted to be a part of the team. Making these excuses. Let me see. I don't know. Because we got to realize that's the first thing. Like, if I had the money and I was making a boxing video game, I won't talk about it. I will not talk about it. Because you could just show a little bit and that's all you got is a little bit and people wanted to come out tomorrow. Because that's what happened when I was helping round for round. I said, y'all shouldn't say anything. I said, don't give them nothing, because once you start showing things, they're going to want more and more and more. Then they're going to say, bring the game out. We want the game. And then you're going to feel pressure to bring something out. Let me see. Also, Claimer knows about my project, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, that is. Oh, you see where he posted about you in that video. You saw it when he did the little tags, like when people be saying certain things. He had your name up there, said Leafy. Yeah, it's just so much that that Undisputed can be, and they dropped the ball. And salute to the content creators that's keeping this game alive. Because trust me, I want to see how long y'all gonna stay on. I don't think this game got 2 or 3 months in it. I think 2 and 3 months is it. They're gonna try to throw out another DLC, and I think the DLC is not gonna really do too much. It's gonna be like probably a handful of people that's gonna be excited for the DLC. And my thing is, let's say they had DLC of Floyd or Mike Tyson. How can you give Floyd Mayweather his style? How can you get Tyson his style, but you're saying the game is broke? And you can't put a referee, or you can't put clinching in the game. Them the questions that people gonna ask. If not, I'm giving them that, the ask. You got a question. People be scared to question them, but then when something happened, now they're angry and like, I should have asked that question earlier. Yeah, it's too late now. They got you. Leafy, you ain't what I said when Claimer put up them tags and one of them had your name in it. Let me see. Do combat designers and AI designers matter in realistic boxing games? And did Steel City drop the ball? They definitely dropped the ball. And see, people don't know these things. People try to attack my intelligence. They never had a combat designer. The AI designer that they had, they got rid of him. They didn't replace him. So by them not replacing him, even if they say, well, he quit, so why you didn't replace him? That shows a lot. And with the AI, that means they don't care about the offline. And to the people that's pro online, if there's no offline, the game would not have been successful because that will help sells the game. Offline modes. It really does. Every like when it comes to combat sports and stuff like that, people beg for offline modes. And people and the online people be trying to force those people to be online players. Even if they're not that good or they don't even want to play the game. We don't care. As long as you play the game and I can get a win off of you. Even if it's not competitive. That don't sound right. Should SEI feel Undisputed was a success because it sold over 1 million copies? Yes. Yes, they feel it's like that was a major accomplishment to them. Even though the game is broken. Why Undisputed fell? The damage was done before AAA developers arrived and the lead. Let me see. And the leadership structure was never built correctly. Yeah, the leader. It's too many leaders, and it's no leadership structure really. And like I keep saying, everybody keeps saying, "Well, Ash is the owner of the company." Ash don't know about game development, so Ash is trusting other people that don't have his best interests. You can't blame nobody that don't have, a skill set for certain things. If they hire the right people, they shouldn't have to do anything. Mike Adams, salute. Shocked you came back. Not shocked you came back because you be here every day, and I commend that. Will these indie boxing games come out on PlayStation 5? I think probably how many games is it? I think it's like what 4 or 5 games being made. I think probably 2 of them. The other ones probably hit PlayStation 6. I'm just guessing. But with Claimer Uncut, he's a solo developer. I posted this video on LinkedIn and they got a lot of views already. So that's a good thing. So people might try to reach out to him and contact him because they like what they see. That's what I be telling like I used to tell Love C Shorty, say post stuff about your game on LinkedIn. There's investors there. There's publishers there's the developers, everybody there on LinkedIn. And I know because they like a lot of my posts. They really like a lot of my posts. If somebody got LinkedIn, go to my post from yesterday or the day for yesterday about making a boxing video game. It got over 1,000 views in 2 days. Over 1,000 views. So that must mean I'm saying something right for it to keep the numbers keep coming up, getting up and up. Someone probably coming back looking at it again. Or they told somebody like, yo, look at this, what he wrote. Do you believe this? Because it's like I have so much knowledge that people always try to knock it down. Like I keep saying, and you could type it up. Like if you got any type of no, I ain't gonna say that. But if you type it up, can sponsors from companies help with a boxing game development? Just type that up. Type it on Google. You ain't got to type it on AI or something like that because people, for some reason, everything they are going to say what you want it to say. If you just typed in, would sponsors take the majority of the budget? Would that work? It would work. They could take up to 70 or more of your development. And you know where all the extra money could go? It could go towards getting better boxers and more developers. But still City didn't do that. or it seems that they didn't. Because especially if they got me, if I was in control, I would have got enough so it could be like 90%. I'd have had like, because I know all the sponsors that I could get in a game that will make make it seem like they belong in the game. See, that's the difference between just getting any sponsor and getting the right sponsors. If there's one good thing about Undisputed, it is so bad that other developers could learn what not to do and release a good boxing game. Yo, you right. You right about that. People like literally saying this game is good. I respect the ones that play it enough that they like it. I gotta respect it. It's just like a guy got one wheel on his bike, not a unicycle, just one wheel on his bike, and he's still riding around holding the bike up in the air, hitting the Papa Willie. He's making do with what he got. And that's crazy. And a lot of these people, they're not saying. See, my thing is like I always tell y'all, when I was a part, helping with EA and stuff, I was always truthful. Always truthful. Some of these guys, they feel like if I say something bad, I'm not gonna be able to go back. EA, they pushed me out of the forums. Then brought me back. Then I left on my own accord. I can't if I want something to be right, I gotta tell the truth. I gotta tell how I feel about it. I can't just be only a community guy, because I was a community guy and many in the community thought like me. A lot of people be saying like on Twitter, they say, of course, when you make them polls and stuff, people are gonna think like you. That's not true. There's the majority of the fans, they just want a better game. It's a lot of times we disagree with stuff, but respectfully. I don't friend people on Twitter just because they think like me, because half of them I don't know they think like me. That's crazy. People always find an excuse because they want an arcade game or they don't have no respect for boxing. Let me see. All right, I'm about to watch the fight. I got dang, this is gonna be a crazy fight. See, I can never put Pitbull out because Pitbull, he beat two guys that he wasn't supposed to beat. So, I don't know. And I kind of hope that he get beat so Tank and old boy fight again. And yeah. All right, let me get to my boxing. Salute to everybody that came in. It's one day that I kind of made my quota. I made it right on the dot. Hopefully nobody don't try to creep up in here at the last minute. But thank you, Mike Adams, for coming through. Thank you, Leafy, for coming through. Thank you, Solo, for coming through. Thank everybody that showed up. To the last one. Oh, yeah, I got to shout out my boy Don D205. And, shout out to everybody that's in the group on Twitter and the Wishlist Mafia. Shout out to all my friends. Peace. Well, I can't never do nothing smoothly. I could have just boom after that piece be right out.